Hi, my name's Jodi-Anne, and in this video we're going to look at the healer's journey. So for those of us that are working with others, helping them to heal, facilitating that growth, there's some common pitfalls that healers often fall into as they give and be of service. And so this video is going to look at 4 of those major pitfalls and how we can hopefully move through them or avoid them altogether. So everyone goes through challenges in life, including those of us that offer healing services and supports to others. We also go through the same challenges, helping us to open our hearts and embody our higher selves while here on earth. So as healers, there are specific pitfalls and traps that we may fall into. We're going to explore 4 of these to help avoid falling into those patterns. If you're already experiencing them, at least you'll know you're not alone and that you can use the information as motivation to help you move forward in your own journey of embodying the wisdom that you share with others. So the number 1 pitfall for healers is fear. Fear of being ridiculed and teased. Fear of not being enough. Fear of clients being dissatisfied. You can't heal it all for them. You can point the way, you can help make it easier, but each person has to feel and release their emotional density. They have to put boundaries in place, say no when they want to, and take action to change their lives, their attitudes, their actions, beliefs, and their behaviours. No healer can magically make anyone's life perfect. It is a journey after all. Another fear that healers often are aware of and struggle with is fear of persecution, rejection, or even death. And this can be carried over from lifetimes where healers were stoned, drowned, hung, excluded, or banished for their connection to spirit, where speaking their truth was seen as heresy or as against the church or the ruling elite, where it was all assumed that all who were connected with the higher realms or the other planes were possessed by the devil. There can also be fear of getting it wrong, questioning your intuition and the guidance that you receive, doubting the truth of what you hear, and doubting, being afraid that you're going to make a fool of yourself or of accidentally hurting someone by saying something that you think may not be true or that you don't have proof of. And this questioning of your guidance can create paralysis. It can stop you speaking up, shining your light, and it can lead to hiding and staying small, which ultimately then leads to anger, frustration, lethargy, depression, and even illness. Fear is debilitating. As a healer, you need to find the courage to speak anyway, to shine your light, and to know that your positive intent is enough. Trust and move forward regardless of the terror that you feel. As you continue to take action, it will get easier and easier. Support yourself and your body as you find the courage to be true to your heart and to shine your light. The second pitfall for healers is shame. Many healers are actually ashamed of who they are. You might have always felt different, the odd one out in your family. You might have felt that you didn't fit in at school or on the playground. Your interests may have been very different to others, and your parents may have discouraged your connection with spirit, tried to tell you it wasn't real, and tried to get you to focus on the material world. If you had active gifts such as seeing and talking to spirit, or if you had intuitive guidance about what's to occur, predictive guidance, all of this may have scared those around you who didn't understand that it's all a natural part of life. You may have learned to hide these things, your gifts under a bushel, so to speak, to dim your light in order to fit in. You may have been more emotional than others and picked up on the emotional residue from those around you. You might have been labelled as oversensitive, told to toughen up and not to overreact. These are all shaming statements designed to get you to shut up, to stuff your emotions down into your body, and that's not a healthy thing to do. Emotions need to be felt and released, or they'll clog your system. If you're an empath, you feel the feelings of others, you need to learn to set clear energetic boundaries so that you can tell when a thought or emotion is yours or if it's from someone nearby or even from the collective conscious. If you are feeling perfectly happy 1 minute and then it shifts for no reason, it's highly likely that you've been impacted by the thoughts, emotions, or energies that float around us and surround us throughout our day. You can hand it back. You can transmute these energies, these thoughts, these feelings, and keep your energy field clear so that you balance back up and maintain your groundedness and your center. Know that you're perfectly okay. You have some unique abilities to share that will benefit humanity. There's no need to hide them or be ashamed of it. Find those that can help you to develop your gifts further so that you can show them to the world proudly, knowing it's what you came here to do, to be a way shower for those yet to allow their own gifts to surface and be seen. Trust your guidance and intuition and know that Spirit is supporting you as you awaken and move forward. The third pitfall for healers is overwhelm. If you do see, feel, or hear Spirit, it can be overwhelming to have them appear at all times of the day, never knowing when or what will happen next. It's hard enough dealing with normal life, let alone adding in the hidden dimensions. Learn to set boundaries, to ask Spirit to only interact with you in certain ways or at certain times. You can ask any spirits that do appear what they want and help them if you want to. Most just want to be seen and heard and then guided to the light. They may just be lost, confused, or unaware that they've passed and needing love and support as they adjust to the truth of their situation. If you're experiencing any mischievous spirits, cleanse your home and take action to raise your vibration, which repels those of lower vibration. You can call on the angels, archangels, Jesus, Mother Mary, your guides to assist you, whomever you feel the strongest connection with and feel most comfortable asking for assistance. They can help you to feel safe, held, and comforted as you work through the situations you are in. If, like me, you receive guidance on what you can do to serve humanity, it can be daunting, to say the least, to have such a large list of possible activities to do with Spirit's support and encouragement. Don't get caught in the detail. Just take one step at a time and trust that it will all fall into place at the right time and date. Don't push yourself so hard that you plummet and crash. Ensure you take time to have fun and balance up. If you get exhausted and sick, you're not able to help anyone. Remember, you're a priority too. Self-care is really important, and it's something that a lot of healers are not good at. You may know that you need to rest, yet still say yes when someone asks for help or someone is clearly struggling and in need of support. Help when you can, but learn to say no when you need to. Trust that that person will be guided to someone else that can help them. You don't have to do it all. You're allowed to rest, to play, to live your life. Balance is key. Spend time with friends and family and do activities that fill you with joy and make your heart sing. Take time to honour and nurture the beautiful being that you are. You can't give from an empty cup, so make sure that you're filling your own cup so that you can overflow with goodness to others. You don't need to give until you're drained and empty. Recognizing this self-sacrifice and self-neglect is a big lesson for many healers. If it's not dealt with, you can start to become resentful of those who want your help. You can start to give mixed messages as energetically you're pushing people away, even though you're still offering your services and inviting people in. So it's really important to look after yourself so that you can be a clear channel of high vibration, being of benefit to all. Your energy uplifts others just by them being in your presence. So take care of your vibration so that you can be the best you that you can be. Of course, you're going to have times when you're flat or overwhelmed. Recognize when this occurs and take action to support yourself so that your energy body can strengthen back up and your vibration can rise again. Don't berate yourself over your choices or slips. See them as reminders, as lessons, as chances to do better. Be kind and supportive of yourself as you move forward step by step each day. Know that you are enough, you do enough, and the world is a better place as a result of your presence. There's no need to self-sacrifice. Just do what you can with joy and love and leave the rest. Someone else can do what you can't. Reach out to others when you need support. It's okay to need help at times. You're human, you're evolving and doing the best that you can with all the challenges that life brings. Be kind to yourself as you progress and know that you're doing fine. The fourth pitfall for healers that they commonly experience is ego judgments. Sometimes healers can get caught in ego, feeling that they're better than or more advanced than others because of what they can do. That is a surefire way to attract in a balancing act from spirit. They'll help humble you and bring you to your knees so that you can see the error of your ways. Your gifts might get removed or blocked temporarily until you're seeing more clearly and you're ready to responsibly use them for the benefit of all. Use your gift wisely and do good for all. No need for judgment or harshness. Just lighten up and use your gifts wisely. There's no need for making yourself bigger than others or smaller for that matter. Just be you. It's enough. It really is. If you do fall into this trap, go within and look for the younger part of you who felt overlooked, unloved, not enough, or smaller than others. Do your own inner work to heal these issues. Life is always bringing you opportunities to heal and to move forward. It's a never-ending opportunity for growth and evolution. It's what we're here for. I hope you found this information useful and interesting, and you might even be able to resonate to 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these pitfalls if you're on your healing journey and assisting others. Many blessings to you and your journey as you move forward with your own growth and being of service. Spirit thanks us for all that we do and supports us as we do it. Many blessings. Bye for now.